food is so good.
Yeah, yeah. Have you ever been down to Colombia?
Yeah, I was in Medellin
Oh, really?
and, and Bogota. Yeah, Colombia is awesome. That's one of our
Yeah.
best markets, and Colombian people are amazing. There's some real hustlers there. Like, these guys are good business people. Like, they're
Oh, yeah.
solid business people. Like they and we all know how they can scale, right?
Yeah, like
They're
in
good at scaling.
Cucuta, there's a lot of them, a lot of peer-to-peer traders.
Exactly. That's the place where we have to set up a Bitcoin center in Latin America.
Yeah.
We set up a Bitcoin center in Cucuta, and we need to give people Wi-Fi. We need to give them like data. We need to just help them out. It needs to be a place of refuge for these people, man.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to, if they were given, the platform and, the capabilities, they would be able to do a lot. And they already are, I actually lived in Colombia. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So I lived in Colombia back in 2017 for like from 2016 to mid 2018, and I would do peer-to-peer trading there on local Bitcoins. And I would like buy and then the same, do arbitrage. And I met a lot of Colombian traders doing that. And then now, I moved to Paxful full time, and they're all, I'm talking to all of them, and everybody in Colombia mostly is interested in Paxful. And then I have a lot of people here in the US too,
Yes, brother. I would love to talk business with you and how we can grow wealth for people. That's what we need to do. We're growing wealth for people, allowing people to build businesses, continue the businesses that they already have by being able to make payments, to preserve their wealth. Like, we're the guys building on real use cases. It's not speculation. It's not gray market stuff. It's about real use cases and real people. And that's what has to lead the way. Because if it's all about speculation, then we're going to have a very toxic environment. After a while, people get burned. And it's always retail investors. This is all this this highly unregulated market. There's a lot of manipulation in the Bitcoin price. The whole thing is starting to look more and more like a casino every day. It's a clown show.
Well, it's actually getting better. It was 2017. That's all it was about. That's why I got in. I lost
Yeah.
mine and my dad's money back then.
Yeah.
Doing that stuff. So
A lot of people, like so many people, got scammed in Africa off that one coin thing. That's why in Africa, like when you say Bitcoin, everyone says scam, and that's been one of our biggest challenges. Was Paxful has been so successful in Africa because we are connected to the streets. We understand the problems that people have, and we talk with the people. But there's a lot of changes, especially with fraud and scams. So
I've
people,
actually I've actually had messages from traders in Nigeria on Instagram, and
yeah,
I've talked with them already. Like had like 2 out. Like I was talking with one today, one yesterday, and it's awesome. Like getting like you said in the streets. So I want to learn more from them too, and
that's what it's all about.
both sides of the picture and connect them together.
And that's how making money in a marketplace works, right? You're connecting two sides together, so it's integral. You know which nodes need that connection, right? That's how you build a trade route, in, out, whatever hops in between. So it's a lot of education. Paxful is so big on education. We did a campus tour in Africa last year. We should have done one already this year, but COVID slowed down a lot of things or stopped them. But we're not going to give up on that. We are going to have 100 schools in Africa. School number 3 in Kenya is finished. Or almost, I think. It's still being like polished on the inside. But we need to get a peer-to-peer alliance together of people in this space and all contribute towards Built with Bitcoin.
Right.
To really build structures for people, to show people what cryptocurrency and Bitcoin can do. It's a good thing. It's a thing that builds, that heals, structures community.
Exactly. It connects. it makes it to where both peers can benefit each other, you know?
Yeah. So we're coming out with a lot of products, but I can talk forever, bro. Do you have a specific question for me? Because if not, I'm just gonna keep talking to you for hours.
Yeah, yeah. Man, so tell me, about uh this good initiative you're doing, and like what you plan to do in Colombia, for example.
So Colombia is a really interesting market because the people are very high caliber and business talents, right? It has a lot of business. Colombia, people are very good at business. They're very good business people, Colombians. Maybe that's just something about Colombians that I don't know. Are they known as business people in Latin America? The
Yeah,
Colombians? They are?
yeah,
Okay, I can see it for sure, yeah. The market has that. It also has the fact that it seems Bitcoin there is in excess supply.
right.
Meaning you can get Bitcoin at 10% under market there.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of Colombian traders will buy Bitcoin in Colombia and then sell out in Paxful to Rwanda as Western Union, or as a gift card in Nigeria, or Alipay to China. They'll make money selling Bitcoin like that.
Yeah, and it's those trade routes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, each one of those is a trade route, and sometimes the trade route is more than just a trade route. It might have an actual application on top of it. Like some people have built whole businesses. Like for example, this one fellow in South Africa built his own little version of Western Union on top of Paxful that focuses just on South African migrant workers living in Nigerian migrant workers living in South Africa that need to send money back home to Nigeria. And he just told them to deposit cash as rand in his South African bank account, used it to buy Bitcoin, sold the Bitcoin to someone in Nigeria, had them send the money to the guy's mother. Done.
Yeah, and the benefit to that was that you could, you wouldn't have to deal with a centralized processor and have those delays, and be able to do that fast at the lowest fees. That's
Exactly. So that system works. It's an escrow-based system that allows all this to happen. This Paxful is essentially three things. It's a marketplace. The marketplace is an escrow with a listing service combined, and it's also a wallet, right? So those three things are what make Paxful. And they basically allow us to use Bitcoin as a universal translator for money. So Colombia can be grown. Colombia can be a place that acts for nexus points for the refugee situation. And because it's starting with Venezuela, but who knows what country could be next? It could be Argentina. It could be, I don't know, Chile. It could be Paraguay. It could be, who knows? The currency wars are only going to accelerate, especially now with COVID and everything that's happening. It's a time of great uncertainty and tumult. So the world has to be able to adapt. People have to be able to have options, backup plans, especially with money and moving money around. So imagine your life savings gets wiped out in like a week. Your family's life savings. This is the reality for people. That's why there has to be Bitcoin there as a way out of that, or Tether, or something like it's peer-to-peer finance. Peer-to-peer finance is the biggest story in the world. It should be the biggest story in the world, but it's not because everyone's focusing on other things. And here in crypto, we're talking about DeFi, which is like squeezing all this interest out of these crypto loans. But honestly, the whole thing feels like, I don't know, man. It doesn't seem sustainable. The payouts some of these places are offering. What's going on? Anyway, you need to focus on peer-to-peer. That's what my message is. And that's the vision I've had for a long time.
yeah.
This whole Bitcoin thing started out as peer-to-peer electronic cash. It didn't start as it's not about the decentralization. Decentralization, it happens because you have a people-powered network that can do this, right? That's the layer on top of the blockchain that we need. The blockchain makes it possible because you have this immutable ledger now that is not controlled by, it's permissionless, basically. It's permissionless. That's the key. You don't have to ask for permission. The fact that it's peer-to-peer, then with that we have something that can basically touch anything in the world. Anything a human has access to. It's about people at the end of the day. It's not just robots talking to each other, right? The system touches people. That's the thing about Paxful. It's not some abstract thing. It's something real that people can actually use on a day-to-day basis. Anyway, are we being recorded now or what, man? Like, what do you? Have you started?
Yeah. Well, no, I was gonna, talk and really, and then, we can start. I've been recording, yeah. So.
Oh, this is
We can-
great. This is great. Yeah, I'm glad. We're seriously vibing over here, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's all. Yeah, I've been recording.
So if you have a specific, I feel I can just talk forever, like I said. So if you have a question, please ask.
All right. So, peer to peer is the way, and it's about people and the economies, and that's the future we're headed towards now. Because you deal with a bank, and they'll tell you, "Oh, 3 to 5 business days. Oh, we needed this for verification," and it's just hard, and they don't really care about the streets anymore.
Exactly. Like, so few in this business have any. They're not even aware the streets exist. Like, it seems it's anathema for them to even talk to a user, and they really are customers. We're not going to beat the banks by offering worse service than them. Any business person can tell you this, right? But some of these eggheads we got a crypto can't figure this out. So it's up to us to make that difference. It's a tremendous challenge, though, because what we're basically allowing everyone in the world to have is actual global financial passport. Hey, you have your money here. We can get it to you anywhere else as long as it's good, clean, legal. And we can get it there in any form. You can send cash from Berlin to M-Pesa in Nairobi from some guy that bought your Bitcoin in Mombasa in Kenya and send Bitcoin to someone's sister. If you do that in Kenya now, you know what the rate is for remittance that you can get on Paxful with that trade route?
No.
It's plus 4%, meaning you'll make 4% more off the Google price.
Yeah.
You make a profit actually doing that.
You get it benefits peer-to-peer finance.
Exactly, because it's just an arbitrage opportunity. Bitcoin is in higher demand in Africa because it's harder to get money out of Africa to pay for the Bitcoin. Thus, you can
more faster and trusted service than the unreliance on the central institutions that you really don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm here in Nile. It's such a beautiful. Look at how beautiful this street is. This is like a really nice place to live. People that live here are very blessed. I'm here with a friend in his flat. Just giving thanks to God.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful. Listen, if you know my story, 6 years ago in New York, me and my co-founder were surfing couches, man. We lost our place to live. Homeless, each word. That's a very humbling thing. So now look at where we're at. Paxful's 300 people around the world, and the biggest company in peer-to-peer. Because it's about the team, but it's about the mission, really. Our mission really is to do good in the world. And that's why we've been successful in Africa where no one else has been. Because Africans can smell bullshit. They've been scammed so many times. But we're real people. We're going there, we're trying to do good. We're doing the work that no one else has the balls or to do on the front lines. That's where this battle will be won. We need a peer-to-peer alliance. So anyone who's listening to this podcast, if you're in the peer-to-peer business, meaning if you're a marketplace like Paxful or a marketplace like CoinMall or some luxury Bitcoin, whatever services, or if you're a wallet, because every Bitcoin transaction on the blockchain is a peer-to-peer transaction, right? Or an OTC desk. If you're a vendor on Paxful, you can join this peer-to-peer alliance. Anyone that believes in peer-to-peer aspect to unite people across the world and is going to actually help build this network, share liquidity, report our stats. I would love to see a running meter of all the peer-to-peer traffic versus all the centralized exchange volume. I think it's time for that. I think we should all peer-to-peer trading desks, even wallets, report their volumes, right? So everyone can see it. And this should be something that anyone can partake in, as long as they adhere to certain expectations, like be transparent with data, help share liquidity, and also there's many benefits to them as well. To the business on Paxful. There's various other incentivizations, including perhaps dividend yields of total market share that's built up and shared between pool partners and pool. A lot of good things can happen, but peer-to-peer is making a huge, it's comeback. This whole thing started out from peer-to-peer, and it's moved away from that. So we're going to take it back to the roots here.
Yeah. Can I ask you something?
I finished talking.
All right. So when you were in New York and you were, couch surfing, that I guess that's when you realize that it's about the people, and then you came up with Paxful, so tell us about how you came up with the idea of Paxful, and like getting that idea, like that it's about the peer-to-peer, and then giving them the solution of the platform.
Yeah, that's something that happens. Like there was not like a big, well, there was a big aha moment actually, but the idea developed over time. Was African users that showed us the true power of what a peer-to-peer place can do to act as like a universal translator for money. Basically, anything you need done, any use case, any trade route corridor can be built using this system. Right? It's very, very flexible and solve any problem. It can reach any frequency. So Artur and I, we were rolling through some hard times, and we had to do things like impose upon others. I never told my mother I was in this situation, because my mother found out, bro, an Egyptian mama will destroy you. And I didn't want her to feel bad. I love my mother. So one day a friend started telling us about gift cards and how you could sell Bitcoin and get a gift card for like double the value. So you'd sell them $250 worth of Bitcoin and you get a $500 gift card in exchange, which you could use to spend anywhere depending on what gift card it was. So he showed us this system, and I didn't believe it. I thought it was a scam. I was like, all right, let me try it. And I tried it, and it worked. And all of a sudden, we had our first trade route that worked. It was profitable. We scaled it up, got a place to live, and it's like, all right, this thing works. It got us out of a bind. Let's scale it up and allow other people to do the same thing. And let's open it up for everything. But the gift cards were a very powerful onboarding mechanism. They were readily available, purchasable tool with cash. It could work for the unbanked to onboard them into the economies. And that's why we've always been there. Paxful has been on the forefront of getting the unbanked into Bitcoin. There's no other company that's done more for the unbanked than Paxful as far as Bitcoin goes. Like, we have made it work for them, and we're just getting started. We're going to take things to a level of accessibility that is unprecedented.
And
it's hard.
One of them is like KYC, for example.
KYC, yeah. KYC, dude. We are all here at Paxful. It's like KYC crusade, man.
Really?
KYC, such a showstopper for everything. It's like there's 5 types of national ID in Nigeria, and the American company doesn't even know about one of them, like let alone like it's so hard. Proof of address doesn't exist in Kenya. There's no such thing. So it's a very localized process. It's like completely different language actually, but no one has paid attention to that. No one has built a global switchboard for that. Paxful is actually doing it, not because we want to sell it, but we just need it for ourselves.
Yeah.
But I can see it would be a very valuable tool for any company trying to access global South markets.
Exactly. And how do you plan to go about that? Like on the blockchain, like with some, everybody has a cell phone, like with their cell phone, they can ID themselves.
Oh, you're cutting out real choppy right now. Hold on. You sound like R2D2 right now. Hold on.
What about now?
It's good now. Yeah.
So,
Please say that again, please.
so what would be a good way to, like since to do peer-to-peer trading, you need a phone. So could that be one of the ways, to get a universal ID is if everybody has a phone, they somehow, verify themselves that way.
Yeah. I mean, look, the thing is, we verify with your phone, but what are you verifying? You have to verify against a national ID of some kind. So you need to have a very localized database of all the national IDs, types, and structures. Like in every country, it's different. So what you have to do is hook up a kind of switchboard for local providers. So, hey, if he's American, put him through Jumio. If he's Nigerian, put him through a local Nigerian provider. In fact, you can almost get like a free market of truth oracles, really. Because that's what these KYC providers are. They're truth oracles. Like you're giving them documents and information, and it's saying, is this true or not, accept it or not.
Yeah. Yeah, you would have to work with the governments there a lot.
Not really.
Or like, I guess the private companies that work with the governments then.
Yeah. Well, with peer-to-peer, so often the biggest challenge is that the market makers on Paxful who will sell the Bitcoin and get paid to their bank accounts or whatever, often lose their bank accounts. Some banks aren't friendly with crypto.
So yeah, that makes sense. So that's why there's more volume in gift cards, for example, because there's not that risk of losing your bank.
Exactly. That's a higher volume business like OTC desks. It's a huge market though. It's still untapped.
Right. And that's one thing I got good at, and that just comes, and that's really thanks to Paxful platform, it allows you to set up a good way to coordinate, and be able to do these transactions.
There's nothing we can't do with this system. As long as the nodes match, anything can go in and anything can come out.
Yeah.
And anyone can access it. That they're, a law-abiding citizen, honest. They're all welcome. Everyone is welcome. No one is excluded. Fraud is a huge part of the challenge, though, in peer-to-peer. It really is.
Oh yeah, and it's such a small percentage to the real world fraud, that has occurred not only in the in the 2000s but throughout, and that's what blockchain is at, and blockchain and Bitcoin is out to prove. And that's one topic, the peer-to-peer trader journey. He's on his own, and that's also a benefit, for the peer-to-peer trader to be on his own and do his own risk assessment, for example. And if he's got a good risk assessment in place, a good coordination in place, then he can provide benefit and provide service to the people, to his local people, and connect these economies.
Exactly right. The entrepreneurial journey is very simple. First, you find a problem. The best way is to look at a problem that you have, or someone that you are very close to, like someone you can get constant feedback from.
Mm-hmm.
Because you need to be able to learn about the nature of their problem as precisely as possible and as broadly as possible. Anyway, I can keep talking forever, bro. What are we talking about right now, though?
Just like the entrepreneur, the journey of the entrepreneur and the peer-to-peer space, and what it takes. What would you recommend is like a quality for a peer-to-peer trader to develop?
Well, the best thing you can develop is the right communication strategy, because you're going to have to stay connected to the street, not just to build your product, but to test your product, to improve your product. It's a constant connection. So doing that gives you vision, because you're seeing through other people's eyes. You're gathering information from the right sources. And then you can start building something, and that's about execution. Like you're building an actual product now, a system, getting the team together. A lot factors into that. Now then we're talking about execution, leadership, operations. That's the whole cornucopia. You can pick out whatever skill is best for you there, but staying connected to the street will definitely keep you, it'll give you like the Midas touch, because you'll always be able to pick the winners, because you know, oh, this problem is real. Okay, I'm going to find a way to solve it.
It's funny you mentioned that, because that's exactly what happened to me. I made it up to, I'm close to 5,000 trades right now on my vendor account. I have zero negative feedback. And now, I'm now doing this. Now I love to get on calls, and love to, at first it was like, oh, I found a gold mine, and I gotta maximize my opportunity from this. And now it's about like bringing in and making a community of peer-to-peer trading.
And when that's beautiful, that's the point where you have something truly generative, because you want to share the wealth now, and you'll make more. You can think, like, whenever that happens in the network, everything clicks and it becomes a true community, and they're going to get true hyper growth. Like, this is going to be able to serve so many people, but there are some bottlenecks, big ones. Like KYC is one of the worst, right? It's one of the hardest to get around, because you have to just build out a lot of raw structure. Fraud detection systems, proper support, like really responsive support for everybody. Tiered access, and also, products that serve real people, right? Products that don't just serve crypto nerds, products that serve mom and pops, like Mama Boga, they call her in Kenya, out in the villages. We need to be able to reach Mama Boga so she can have an ID, she can have a phone, she can have data, she can have a financial identity.
And remember how you mentioned about the peer-to-peer finance center in Cucuta, for example?
Yeah.
So it comes back to what you just mentioned, like that you evolve as a peer-to-peer trader to a point where you have a vision. And I had a similar vision of a peer-to-peer finance center. Do you want to hear it?
Please.
So
lay it on me, bro.
So all this vision came from so much experience of dealing on both on both ends of the peers, because I'm a broker and I found and it gave me an idea for a peer-to-peer finance center, because not all people can do from 0 to 100, even though that's what I'm trying to do with so many people, is teach them from starting the vendor account to the client, connecting with the client and coordinating, and have zero risk, do your risk assessment, all that. So all this could be implemented within a peer-to-peer finance center, a secure environment, recorded with cameras and trained virtual assistants. So I thought of a place of the Philippines, for example, where there's great virtual assistants there, and it would be a good place to start a peer-to-peer finance center and automate
Like the food or something like that.
a trade route, for example.
That's brilliant thinking. Absolutely agree. You are thinking exactly the right way. Like you are thinking like someone who's just building a real business, not just someone who's building a technology. You're just using the technology in the right way, but you're talking about real solid business. Brother, we need to work together. You need to join us in our Latin America and just the world too. You can teach everyone. Their English is great. You're a very calm presenter. We need to educate people how to become Paxful vendors, like how to break into that. That's a course we could do together. I would like someone to, I'll introduce you to Magdiela. Have you been introduced to her and Renata?
Who?
Magdiela and Renata at Paxful?
No.
I want you to join our peer program. Are you a member or no?
No.
Oh, please join the peer program, please. Yeah.
Okay.
And there's going to be, do you have a business entity that you use now to do these trades?
No.
Okay. Well, when you
I actually have trained my clients to pay me in Bitcoin.
You're a genius.
And joining the, like, hey, I'll give you more benefit if you do this, you get 25% off. It's like learning both sides and benefiting both sides and then automating it.
Yeah, the incentivizations have to be right on both sides, and that's how you build a real cooperative community where everyone is benefiting. Like generative, overarching value is created, right? That's what we want. It's what we need. So Paxful's mission, brother, it's like
Right
it
on.
is the mission. There is no mission more important than this one right now, because all the problems people have in the world, they all go back to money, right? And a lot of times there's money there. It's just people can't use it. Look how much wealth is trapped in Africa. It's not just in the ground. It's in the heads of the young people. There's brilliant entrepreneurs there. So a lot of them can't leave, right? And it's also that people there their money can't leave either. Their money is also trapped in this country.
Yeah, and it's all these problems are root of it, are from the poorest parts of the world. And for example, I got a message from somebody on Instagram from a poor city. Have you heard of Cartagena?
Cartagena, yeah.
So it's like this town 3 hours away, and he sent me this video of, I'll forward you this video, but there's like their economy there in that town is just completely broken, and it's bad, and it's connecting to that there, and then everywhere, just like how you've been doing in Africa, the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. We need to work together. I think you can really help us with, especially on the education front and leadership front.
Yeah.
How you want to get involved? Look, man, you're in Alabama.
Okay. I'm man. As soon as Colombia opens, I'm going.
You're going to Colombia. Okay, that sounds better. You speak Spanish, right?
Yeah, I lived there for 2 years. My dad lives there. I was born. Spanish is my other half.
Okay, good. That's great. Yeah, those Colombian girls are so beautiful too, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, man. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's a great place, Colombia. I really love it. Medellin. I really like that city. There's some hustlers in that city.
Yeah. Man,
all right,
dude, I'd love to work with you. It's just like inspiring. Inspiring and showing like you said, the true use case of this, and I'm an example of it, man. I started in August of last year. I had zero to my name in August, and
Oh, really?
well, in 2017 I lost it all with my dad, and it was bad. I had a bad, I was lost, and I disconnected from like my initial belief in the technology and everything, just because I lost so much. And it would, every time I'd hear Bitcoin or something, it would just be a bad reminder. And I was, I just was lost, didn't really know what to do. But in the end, I was right from the beginning. It was just, I got sidetracked. And my mother came in and saved me and invested
Mother?
$2,000 in me. She believed in me. And at the same time, I like took a huge risk and I dropped out of college.
Wow. Dude, your stories, it sounds epic. My God. So we have to get this on camera, bro. Tell the world your story, man. No, seriously, I really mean it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I am. That's why, like, you should, like, now I'm spending more of my time talking with people and like helping them, and I love it, and I don't want anything back from them. I want to help them, and it's a movement of all of us together, and that's why, this is what you do. This is what you talk about, man. You're an idol to me.
Thank you, sir. That makes me feel so good. Thank God for that. You're an inspiration to me, so your story just knocked my socks off. No, seriously, we need to get the story out there, brother. People should know about you. You're an inspiration to me, sir. How old are you?
24. I actually turned 4. Yeah, 24. I turned 24 3
So
days
young.
ago.
That's so awesome, bro. You're amazing, dude. You're that young, and you're a man. You're one of the leaders of the world, brother, of this world. You're one of those people that are going to be leading the charge forward in the place where people really need it, teaching them how to build their own lives, their own businesses, how to be true citizens of a free market, a fair, equal, borderless free market. That's all we're building. That's it. The world hasn't had that for so long. That's why the world's been suffering in poverty. If we just had that, if money was allowed to flow freely, and it was honest money.
Yeah, the world's disconnected, man. Paxful's connecting them together.
Exactly. There's some pockets that we can't serve, like OFAC countries, for example, like Iran, unfortunately, because we're an American corporation.
Right.
But it's our responsibility to make the most impact, no matter what our constraints are. Because KYC is a constraint. All these things are a constraint. There are benefits as well, but we have to work with all of that. We have to be cool with Uncle Sam, the compliance regulation people in the United States. We have to be cool with these regulators in the emerging world. We have to be cool with a lot of people, and we have to connect East and West, or global North and global South together.
Yeah.
Sorry, someone is trying to call me.
Oh, yeah, I think Nina was messaging me about if that she said she was trying to reach you. I'll send her an email. I'm on the call now.
Someone's trying to call me from New York. Who's trying to call me from New York? What the? You want to go to?
Yeah, we're gonna leave now when you're done with your call.
Yeah, Joel and Nas are at Chuck's in South Kensington.
Sweet, but bring them all.
Yeah, really brilliant people. These guys are. I've had some epic calls today, man. This has been a great day. I'm having immense brainstorming sessions. Paxful is honestly the best product team ever. Ever. I really believe that because the products that we're building are helping more people than any other product ever.
Yeah. I mean, you're right there with the people, and that's what, for example, local Bitcoins didn't do, and
Yeah, those guys, they don't even go to work anymore. They just kind of checked out. They're billionaires and all, so
they're
it's
just like
cool.
trying to automate it, automate it and leave it there, and if some don't work out, then it just processes through their system, and even if it don't benefit the end user, like it process or something, that's how they look at it.
I'm so proud of this company that we've built and this team. It's the greatest company in the world. It's going to do more for the world than any other company, and we're going to give back in a way that no one else has ever given back. We're going to bring back people's faith in a global corporation to do the right thing because it's made of humans, not machines.
Exactly.
I'm a human. I'm not a machine.
And tell me about this Bitcoin built with Bitcoin initiative that you're doing.
Built with Bitcoin is our plan to build 100 schools across Africa and the emerging world, wells as well. And also these incubation and Bitcoin centers are a part of that, but it's really about water and education and financial services. If you can provide civilization with that,
wow,
civilizations can grow. So we're on school number 3 in Kenya, which is almost done.
Wait, water and what were those 3?
Water, education, financial services, like the ability to move money around to basically a good, honest money system. Every civilization needs that. Because all a money system does is allows us to share the value of our labor, of our work across time, across space, and store it. Right? This is very useful.
Right.
It's a great invention, money.
And that's like you've already thought ahead, and it's stemming off of these peer-to-peer finance centers.
Exactly. I was thinking about calling them Bitcoin centers, but it really has to be, I think it has to be peer-to-peer finance, right? Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's people-powered marketplace for money transfers.
DeFi dens.
Huh?
DeFi dens.
DeFi dens? DeFi dens? That's a cool name. What do you think about DeFi dens?
DeFi dens. Yeah.
That sounds kind of sinister, man. Like it's a den. Of what, opium addicts? I don't know, man.
DeFi
I can't see.
hubs.
Yeah, but DeFi is coming up underneath. Like, it's gonna, dude. We're just scratching the fucking iceberg.
On DeFi?
It's at the top of it's just at the top of the bird. We haven't even cut.
Yeah. Have you guys heard about Hex?
Yep, I know. Wait, Hex?
Yeah.
The token? Or?
Yeah, I know all about Hex. Why?
You know Richard?
I know Richard personally. Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, I actually told him I was hopping on in this call, and he wanted me to mention about Hex, and if there was a way that
we were the first exchange. We were the first decentralized exchange to list Hex with Bitcoin.com exchange. Now it's on BTC, and then also it's live on our platform, Changely. So Hex is I like Hex as a project. They have a lot of growth, and they have a lot of room to grow, and they have a lot to execute. If they do, I will be very, very happy.
Yeah. I just what intrigued me about that was a decentralized aspect of it, and how they're trying to replace the certificate of deposit of the traditional banks with this digital.
Yeah, correct. And also their loan product, their exchange product. A lot of if you remember that really bad project, BitConnect, this is like a really legit attempt at making a trusted BitConnect infrastructure.
Yeah, that's a good analogy there. I didn't really know much about Big. I just remember the memes of it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I came across Richard. it was him for, you know, I liked him, and then I was like, wait, what's this hex stuff, you know? So it's like, just like with Ray and Paxful, you know, like people will follow the people, and then they'll follow what they're doing as well.
Yeah, I don't know much about Hex, but I have to go meet some friends right now. They just tried to call. But this has been an awesome chat, dude. I feel like doing this again, or I think
man.
it would be a weekly. I would love it if you, like, this podcast is great. You know, I would love it if you could help Paxful out, like make some content.
Yeah, dude, I'd love to.
Tell your story.
I know some video guys in Colombia, you know.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna connect you with Magdiela and Renata, and you can talk with them. There's a couple of things we can jump right into together. I have a really good feeling about you, brother. I love your story. It's beautiful and inspiring. It's awesome, man. You yourself are just a very impressive person. So, brother.
Likewise.
Thank you. I will connect all that together, and I'm looking forward to us working together more closely. This has been a podcast and a lot more.
Awesome. Thanks, Ray.